This evening I watched It's a Wonderful Life, which I haven't seen, and it's just one of those movies that everyone talks about, but I just never got around to seeing it. And everyone says it's a classic, it's one of the best, it's a phenomenal Christmas film. First things first, I absolutely loved it, and I walked across campus with the stupidest grin on my face because it is just one of the most uplifting films and just feel good movies of all time. So let's just get right into it. I love the characters, almost all of them, really. Jimmy Stewart is the perfect common man. Almost all of his characters are pretty much like the common man, and not just his characters. I mean like the actor himself. He always comes across as the common guy. He can be us, and he's really relatable, and he's such a good actor, and he was phenomenal in this. He could be depressed, and you understood why he was depressed and overwhelmed, but then he could be joyful and overwhelmed, and overwhelmed in a good way, I should say, and you totally understand why. He's always a great actor. The evil banker, I know I'm supposed to hate him, but he's just so much fun. He's just so evil. Just like this poor clerk misplaces his money, and if he doesn't, deposit the money, or what, it was kind of, if he lost the money, which means the bank, Jimmy Stewart's bank, is going to close, and the evil banker picks it up and sees whose it is, and then just keeps it. He's a terrible person, but he's so evil, and he has so many great, just despicable lines. He's so much fun to watch. He's a great character, even if he's not developed in any way. Like, he's not a three-dimensional character. He's just evil banker. But that's why I love him. He was one of the most enjoyable parts of the film. Just whenever he was on screen, he was being despicable, and he was great that way. And then the guardian angel, who's sent down to show Jimmy Stewart the error of his ways. I don't know why they played him off this way, but he's a kindly old man. I did not picture Guardian Angel that way, but it works so well. It works so well. I just, he's an amusing character on his own, and my favorite part, like one of the best parts of the film, is just a few times he has a conversation with Joshua, who I missed it, I guess. I don't know if he's God he's talking to or a higher angel maybe, but he'll have a conversation as if someone's there, and it's super funny because he'll just look up, talk, and then talk again, like in response to something. And it's so well written that the audience can fill in exactly what was said, even though you never hear it. It was never spoken. It wasn't voiceover or anything. You didn't hear anything, but you could totally fill in what it was, and that's really that's hard to pull off and really clever. And I appreciate that they did that. The writing was just great. I mean, just some phenomenal lines, um, and kind of like scenes in general. Like, I love the scene where they're dancing and the floor opens up to the pool, and Jimmy Stewart, and I just know him as Jimmy Stewart. I can't remember his character's name. Um, Falls into the pool with his future wife, and everyone else jumps in to have fun and like, oh, this is so funny. Well, I mean, it was pretty amusing. And then one of like the heads of the college is looking like, oh, how dare they do this? And then he just shrugs like, screw this, and jumps in himself. It's brilliant. I loved that scene, and the scene where his future wife, they're walking back, and she's wearing just a robe because her dress got wet in the pool, and he steps on the you know rope thing, whatever, and it pulls off, and she's hiding in the bushes. And of course, my friends and I were all thinking, it wouldn't be funny if he doesn't give her the robe back, and he doesn't. He just says, he just thinks like, now wait a minute, it's very rare that a fella comes into opportunity like this. That's hilarious, and that's really funny because he's supposed to be just like the innocent character, but he's not. He's having a lot of fun with it, even though it's not really perverted because it's kind of an innocent, playful way. It was a great scene, and just my favorite line of the movie by far. I know a lot of people say their favorite is "Look, Daddy," every time a bell rings and answer gets swings. Fine, but my favorite was when Mary is talking to Jimmy Stewart in her house, and the mother keeps pestering who's there. What is he doing? Really controlling. And eventually she gets sick of it, and so the mother yells down, What is he doing?" And she yells up, says, "He's making violent love to me, mother." It was just so out of nowhere and perfect for the scenario. That's my favorite line by far. I just love that line. It was just hilarious. Perfect timing. I did not expect it. I didn't think they'd put that kind of a line in an old movie. I guess I just, you know, I guess I overestimated the censorship. But let's move on. The premise is brilliant. Um, it's done perfectly. I mean, the premise, if you don't know, is guy's depressed because kind of his life's falling apart, and he wishes he'd never been born. This guardian angel comes down and grants his wish, and they walk through the town as if he'd never been born. And shows how much of impact he has on the community and the people. And even though this case is a bit extreme, like this specific character kind of lends himself to having a huge impact, it does make you think about your own life a lot. Kind of the people that you've helped out and all the people that have helped you out that you're grateful for. I'm sounding so optimistic. I hate that. So it was really great. And like I said, feel good movie. The premise was just great. So in conclusion, it broke down my cynical shell. I was just so happy with it. I felt so great. I wanted to hug everyone. And this movie could have been so preachy and lame. Like, this premise could have been done so badly, it would have been a terrible film, but it's done so well. It succeeds on every level. I highly suggest you see it. Maybe closer to Christmas, because I want it to be Christmas now. I just feel in the Christmas mood. I have to wait like 3 months, and I'll have to wait 3 months for Christmas, even though I feel so festive and Christmassy. But definitely see it. I regret not seeing it this long. But I guess it's for the best, because now I get to record my first impressions here. So, yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. It's a wonderful film.